Hi Libra, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the last week of October. So I'm going to be doing career and love separately. I'm going to start with career. I'll timestamp for love. I did a separate astrology reading for these crazy moon energies happening on Halloween in an exact conjunction with Uranus, and how Mercury is going to be backtracking on Tuesday into Libra. So if you want to check that out, hopefully I'll remember to link it below. But let's get right into this now. I have two separate sets of Lenormand. So the first set I'm going to be pulling for career for our Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, having to do with career. Okay, so we're starting off with Venus energy. Very nice. So let's pull the cards and then we'll see what kind of message we have. We have the Fox. We have the Dog. Choices. Stairs. Magnifying glass. We have the Snake. Okay. Let's just see. What is the Snake working with? Let me just pull one more. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cycles. So we're starting off with the Venus woman, right? I mean, this particular Lenormand deck has two types of women, right? And so I call her the Venus woman. She's Lady B. But notice the emblem around her neck is Venus, and Venus is a money planet. Venus also rules Taurus, which has to do with our resources. It also rules Libra, which has to do with partnerships, all kinds, not only marriage partnerships, business partnerships, people that we work with, people we have a shared purpose with. So a very profound energy when it comes to career, obviously. But she's very focused on the future, and she's very focused on working hard and feeling really good about what it is that she's doing and being able to be creative while she does it, right? Because Venus is it's a very creative energy. It does appeal to the five senses. So and that's, you guys are ruled by, obviously, that rules by Venus. So this could be anything that appeals to the senses. So anybody like in the beauty industry, in the food industry, anything that would appeal to, wow, that looks good, that smells good, that feels good, that tastes good kind of thing, right? Any of the five senses. You're being very focused, but look at you looking deadpan right in the face of this fox. Now the fox is kind of like a wolf in sheep's clothing, where there's something that's rather duplicitous about this opportunity. Now, you might be dealing with somebody who is the fox energy, which would be somebody who's very two-faced, somebody who does not have they might be very jealous of you, and you don't even realize it within the workplace. And it's like this vibe that you get that the dog, because the dog could be a really good friend. This could be a therapist. This could be you just really trusting in yourself as well. That is the dog energy. So there is this energy, though, Libra, I feel like in the workplace, where somebody could really be either very two-faced, very jealous, very duplicitous in some way. But there's this lack of authenticity, okay, on the one hand. Now, on the other hand, if it doesn't have to do with another person at all, this could also show up as you, right, where you're looking at your future, but you're looking like, do I really want to do this for the rest of my life? Like, I'm on this path, I'm doing this, but do I really want to do this? Do I want to work in this way? Do I want to work this hard or in this industry for however long? And it could definitely show up as you sort of checking in with yourself, saying, I'm really not sure, how I feel about this kind of thing. Now, I do want to say, like, this crazy energy that I did the astrology forecast on, you guys have you're going to be feeling, there's going to be a huge surprise in your 8th house, which has to do with other people's money, investments, anything like there's going to be some sort of surprise there for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, but it kind of works with your 2nd house of resources. So there's going to be some element of situation going on with resources. And you might just like have this epiphany, like, I'm not sure what I want. I'm not sure if I want this anymore. I'm just not sure. But you being in this space of realizing that you need to make a choice. there's going to be a choice. Now, the choice can be a couple of things. It could be like, should I take a business partner on, to help out, or should I sell my business? Should I change careers? Should I go back to school? Should I go for that extra training? Whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be like horrible or anything, but and there's no right way or wrong way. It's just simply going to be faced with the choice that you're going to need to make. And then we got the magnifying glass. Make sure you look at things very, very carefully. And I always say this anyway, especially during Mercury retrograde, especially because this particular week, Mercury is going to be retrograde in your sign, right? It is dipping back from Scorpio back into you guys on Tuesday for a short stint. So for the time period that this is going to be covering, understand that Mercury, which is the planet of communication, it's also the planet that rules our day-to-day, our mental, physical, and emotional health. All of that's going to be retrograde. And all that means is you're going to be called to task to look very deeply and introspectively within yourself to see how is it? How do you want to make changes in your everyday? How are you feeling about things? Are you making the money that you want to make? How are you doing with all of that? And being super, super honest with yourself, because then we have the snake. And the snake can be very, very threatening. And when we have it looking at the stalks, it's this could be threatening to this next cycle that you're going into. So I am getting that there's something that you need to look at regarding your career so that this next phase of your life and your experience within work or however it is that you make money, make sure, first of all, that you are totally honest about everything and that you read the fine print, you know what you're getting into. Definitely do not try to exercise, and I'm not saying that you guys would, but I'm being called to say this because of the snake. You want to be very aware of any dishonesty, be it coming from you or somebody that you're working with, however it could show up. Now remember, it is going to be working, this time period is going to be very focused on 8th house, which has to do with taxes, inheritance, other people's money, loans, any sort of the settling of lawsuits, anything like that. It could, be that. It could have to do with the money that a partner brings into the situation. And it's going to be a tension with your 2nd house of resources. So you just want to make sure that your eyes are open when it comes to anything having to do with this next cycle that you're going into right now. So this is kind of a heads up. You're going to have a choice to make, and you want to make sure that whatever choice you make, you're making it from a space of honesty and authenticity. That is kind of like the warning sort of that I'm getting right now. Not sort of, that I am getting right now. Pretty specific, but that is, yeah. Okay, so we're going to do Celtic Horse Spread. Let's see what's happening now. Wheel of Fortune. All right, I love the Wheel of Fortune, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune is about a turning point. It's good fortune because it is ruled by Jupiter, but it's very destiny driven. Like something is happening that is very, very necessary for the trajectory of your path. There's definitely, you're going to be taking a chance, and this is going to incite a turning point. Very much focus on a turning point. What's influencing you, for better or worse? We have the 9 of Cups. It's all about your wish fulfillment. So your wish fulfillment is definitely influencing you, probably for the better here, right? You making a decision because you want something about this has to do with money and career, so material abundance, right? You want to be able to have money for what you want to have money for, whether it's vacation, a new home, or just have money to feel secure, whatever it is. Are you taking a chance on something in an attempt to bring that about for yourself? So we have as the crowning energy here, we have the Queen of Coins, which is about, this is like your hopes and goals here, right? This is all about being very resourceful. So because it's a queen and it's a court card, the court card could be you or just the general energetic influence. So as a general energetic influence, this indicates a very resourceful time, a very fertile time, a time where you are able to grow. this is crowning you as your goal and what it is that you're hoping for as well, right? Makes sense, having to do with career for sure. Now, if this is not the general energetic influence and it's you being very resourceful, it's you being very fertile, it's you being able to bring yourself some safety and security. It's a very domestic energy vibe to that. And whenever we have a domestic vibe, we always go to that fourth house, which means like feeling grounded and rooted and secure and safe in something. So let's take a look at what's going on in the recent past. We had the star in reverse. So the star in reverse, there could have been a period of time, Libra, having to do with your career where you experienced some kind of depression. Maybe you were dealing with very arrogant people. Maybe you weren't being appreciated. You felt like you were being ignored in the workplace, or your work wasn't being valued to the degree that you know you should have been. But there was definitely this idea of you not moving forward in the way it was, because the star is Aquarius, and Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. This is a very future-oriented energy. It really is, because the star in the upright is about renewal and hope and moving forward in something. So in the reverse, definitely realizing whatever it was that you were doing, you didn't want to do it like that anymore, okay? Now, having to do with the history of this, right, was the story leading up to these things, we have the 10 of coins in reverse. Okay, so the 10 of coins in reverse, some of you could have been dealing with foreclosure on a property, some sort of family conflict, some sort of tax situation where there was a lot of money owed, right? Any sort of serious debt. But in a way where it actually involves family, because the 10 of coins is very like a family-oriented kind of issue. So this could also have to do with a family conflict that ended up impacting your career. So if it has to do with money, this could have to do with like a lot of issues having to do with inheritance, the selling of a family home, the selling of family property, the dealing of family property, something having to do with family as well. For some of you, others of you, it doesn't have to do with that. It could just be, again, owing a ton in taxes, being any kind of foreclosure issue, money being in debt, anything like that. And let's see the near future. So near future, we have the 2 of coins in reverse. So this does indicate an inability to commit to something having to do with money or having to do with career. Struggling, feeling very overwhelmed, Libra. Like, oh, why did I take this on? This is too much. I don't know if I could do it. That kind of thing. And remember, it's a minor arcana. Any of these reversals are reversed just to highlight our attention. As energetic beings, we can make decisions to turn it upright. Like, what would you need to do in order to not feel overwhelmed? What would you need to do in order to feel more comfortable committing to a certain path in a certain way? You know, but let's see what's going on as far as your attitude and perspective here. We have the moon. You're just not sure. You're feeling things that you're not talking to somebody about, for sure. Because the moon is things that we keep in private. It's the story that we tell ourselves. And it's unseen problems. Problems that you see, but the people who you work with or for may not even see. Or that other people in your life don't see. But you are kind of gearing yourself up to make some sort of voluntary changes. And in your mind, you're trusting your intuition. But as I always say, those of you who've been watching me know I'm a big proponent of keeping yourself in check in the moon energy, in the high priestess energy, anything that's related to the moon, because it's so subjective. It really is. And you know, I know when I say this, I get a lot of comments. Well, what about trusting our own intuition? And what about trusting ourselves? Yes, but make sure that everything is based in fact and not desire or not in fear. You know, make sure you have one foot in the fact pond and the other foot, you know, in your emotions. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I see you at right now. You're very sort of internal, I do feel like. Okay, so let's see what the opinions are of those who are close to you right now having to do with career. We have the 3 of Cups energy. Very interesting, because I feel like You have a lot of support surrounding you, Libra. You have a lot of friends, family, whoever's important to you in your life, being kind of very there for you. You have a circle of support, people who have your back. They may not even realize, though, that you are just really not very happy doing what you're doing, or you're really not happy with some sort of deal that you worked out, or aware that you want to make some sort of transition. It does seem like. Now, as far as your inner emotions go, look at this, right? The hopes and fears. We have the devil, right? The devil is all about addiction and greed, envy, materialism, obsession. Fill in the blank, as long as it equates to some sort of imbalance. And this is what your fear is. This is what you're feeling in your inner self right now. You're feeling very imbalanced. Doesn't have to mean that you're struggling with any kind of addiction at all. This could absolutely be you could be very obsessed about money right now. You could be very obsessed about working, or obsessed about making change. All of those things could definitely create an imbalance in your sense of self, having to do with how you're making money and your career. That's all the devil energy is. Devil energy is just this imbalance, right? That's it. And it's just very interesting too. The devil is also the Capricorn energy, and Capricorn's the landlord of the 10th house, which has to do with with work. So, I do feel like there's a sense of imbalance that you're experiencing internally, having to do with your work right now. Look at this. Look at the final outcome. You're going to be fine. 10 of Cups is a fabulous energy. This is about having total love and support, and recognizing that you are in fact on the right path. So, Libra, it does seem like you're going to be needing to make some tweaks and changes, and as far as your perspective, and in as far as how things you had them looking in your mind's eye versus how they're rolling out in reality. And it does seem like once you do that, and once you come to terms with these things, and once you work through whatever shocking surprise or epiphany is going to be hitting you during this time period, it's going to be really, really good for you. Ultimately, it's going to be very, very good for you. So in the short term, though, just know, coming up in the near future, you're going to feel overwhelmed. You are, but this is part of the process, part of the path that you have to just travel, having to do with career right now. So you're going to feel overwhelmed, but the overwhelmed could certainly just simply be either growing pains, or as you work through some sort of situation that has been presented to you, or that you've gotten yourself into, however it rolls out, but it ending up really, really well for you. So I like that. All right, so now we have the Dreaming Away, Lenormand, that we're going to be using for relationship. You have the Key. I'll pull the cards and then we'll read it. Mountain. Clover. Dog. Letter. Book. Garden. Yeah. All right, so it looks, first of all, you have to keep yourself open, right? The Key is about keeping yourself open to an idea within love, to some sort of information coming in about love, keeping yourself open to a situation that is seemingly rather challenging for you right now. So we have the mountain indicates obstacles. It doesn't mean that it's not no, it's that you're experiencing an obstacle right now. You need to keep yourself open while you experience an obstacle right now in order to bring any sort of culmination or anything positive to fruition. So if you shut yourself off or away, you're almost going to be like part of your soul is going to be held in a gilded cage inside of you, and it's going to haunt you. It's that kind of energy where you may be in the space where, if you're single, I really want to meet somebody, but I don't want to be hurt again. Or if you're in a weird space, I want this to work, but I'm tired of dealing with their nonsense, right? So there can be this ease, right, in closing yourself off from something. But in order to have some sort of, very benefic energy, which would be the clover, right? That's a fortunate luck. We have this dog. Now the dog, this is a very important energy, because the dog can mean a couple of things. It means somebody in your life is a very true ride or die. This could be a good friend. This could be you meeting somebody who is just absolutely fabulous as far as having your back and being a good friend. If it's none of those things, and if it's not a therapist, because it could also be a therapist, this could indicate you knowing the answer, and that this reading is just going to be serving as validation, where in fact you are your own best friend, and that you know exactly what's best for you. Now, we have the letter working with the book and the garden. So the letter indicates that some sort of truth is going to be delivered to you, but if you don't pay attention, you could miss it. The book of knowledge means that there's something that you need to learn right now, Libra. You need to learn something about yourself. You need to learn and acknowledge something about either a partner or relationships in general. Okay? Now we have the garden, and the garden indicates other people. So this indicates networking, hanging out with your friends for now, meeting people online, allowing yourself to be out there, allowing yourself to open up and see things in a different way. But there is some sort of truth coming in. So for some of you, now I'm going to give that, obviously it's going to be different for each of you. Not all Libras are going to be having the same experience. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Some of you are going to be ending a relationship because you're going to be realizing that you're staying open and honest with yourself, and that the obstacles are just too challenging. And in order for you to have the life that you want and live the truth that you really want, your truth needs to be to look at that those amount of obstacles and just be super honest and say, is this person able to show up in the way that I need? And a lot of you guys are going to be saying no, and you're going to be allowing yourselves to get back out there, hang out with your friends and family, and get the support that you need that way. Those of you who are in relationship where you're going to try to work it out, there's definitely some sort of obstacles that are going on. There's no question. And those obstacles have to be dealt with in order to get through. Now, your higher self may be telling you, okay, Libra self, I want to do this. I want to be with this person. I'm going to deal with the obstacles. I understand the truth and the reality of the situation. This person that I'm dealing with is broken. They might be a little bit of a hot mess, but I love them anyway. And there needs to be some sort of strategy that we have to embrace in order to make this relationship work. Now, this can absolutely mean maybe you guys take some sort of workshop together, or you reach out to other for help. You could be reaching out for marriage counseling, relationship counseling, anything like that. Some of you are going to be resonating with it like that. And then others of you who are single are just going to be like, you know what? I have to come to terms with the fact that relationships are really hard. Nothing's perfect. That obstacles are just all a part of it. And that is the reality of it. And what you need to do is get really honest with yourself and your truth about what it is that you want, need, and desire in relationship, and hold fast to that. But understand that if you keep doing what you did, you're going to keep getting what you got. So it might be time to actually tweak your perspective about how you show up as a we energy versus a me energy. And I say that because of what's going on with you guys having to do with the second house, eighth house energy. That eighth house has to do with how you share intimacy, how you share communication, how you share your resources, how you share yourself with other in order to have success in a relationship. So a lot of you guys might be reevaluating and reassessing how you do relationship, what you need, and how you show up at the same time. Okay, so those are the different interpretations, how that could end up showing up for you guys. So, let's do the lights here. Let's pull a Celtic cross spread. So we're going to start out with what is happening now for our Libra friends, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, we're starting off with the Two of Wands in the upright. The Two of Wands, this is like waiting for communication to come in, waiting for an answer for somebody, waiting for the results of something. So for those of you who are single, you might be waiting to hear back from somebody who maybe you met online. Some of you may be in a space of needing to make a choice between two people. Some of you may be in a space of waiting for somebody to respond to you in a certain way. So maybe if you guys are broken up, you're waiting to hear from them. Okay, it's the different ways that the Two of Wands could show up. Okay, so crossing you, we have the Tower reverse. So, you know, the Tower is always this very powerful energy, and in reverse, it does indicate oppression and really averting, for lack of a better term, some kind of disaster. You being very focused on security, and you also being very afraid of change. So some of you who are in this space where it's like, should I stay or should I go? You might be, you know, feeling two things at once. You might be feeling very oppressed in the situation, but also feeling very afraid of change. Others of you, if you're single, you're just very afraid of somebody coming in and trying to take you over, coming in and trying to change you, you know, take away your freedom, take away your creativity, right? All of the negative things that could potentially happen in a relationship, and that could definitely be from a past relationship. That could be happening very sort of low key under the surface if you're meeting somebody brand new. But the Tower, this is a very powerful energy because it can mean a number of things at once. You know, I do see though, it's like a disaster averted that you were feeling very oppressed in, but at the same time, you're very focused on security while you're fearing the change that's happening anyway. It's happening anyway, you know. So what's crowning you is the Fool in reverse. So Fool in reverse is about, it's a couple of things, right? Carelessness, apathy, just not feeling it. Libra, you might be in a space where it's just, you're not feeling it anymore, whatever it is. And it's kind of like you feel checked out, or maybe they seem checked out for those of you in relationship. For those of you who are single, the Fool reverse could indicate that you're really not very ready for a new path and a new perspective. And that could just mean like maybe you're ready to date, but you're not ready to get into maybe the deep committed connection that you think you might be ready. There's an element of not being prepared here, right? Particularly for singles. But for those of you in connection or having somebody in your energy, it's like, you know, no, not so much anymore, right? I mean, or you feeling that from a partner where there's this sense of absence. Let's see what was going on in the recent past. The Two of Cups in the reverse does indicate a breakup, separation, argument, being disinterested in something. So those of you who are dating, maybe you're with somebody you just really weren't interested, or they ended up not being interested. But there's always an element of disappointment here for sure. But it's something, you know, really not working out. If you guys didn't break up and there isn't a separation, there are lots of arguments going on, you know, leading up to this energy, okay? Now, as far as the history leading up to all of that, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is very self-sufficient energy, right? Focused on self, solo pleasures. So, Libra, you might be in a space where it's like, I don't even want to deal with this relationship nonsense. I want to just focus on my work. I want to focus on other things. I want to focus on making myself feel good. Very self-sufficient energy. You could be focused on your money, financial gains, doing nice things for yourself, buying yourself some cute clothes, maybe taking yourself someplace nice, focusing on you to feel good, and you doing you. But the thing is, as you did that and as you were focusing on yourself and focusing on your own self-sufficiency and focusing on your solo pleasures because you were not happy, that ended up creating more issue in a relationship if you're in that right now. If you're single, you've just been very focused on you, doing you, being you, making your money, you know, doing whatever it is that you want to do. And so that focus has really incited a fear that while you want to be with someone, you may not be fully ready 100% to open yourself up to that kind of, again, sort of open, and I'm not even going to say honest, committed relationship, because that would imply that you're looking to be dishonest. And I'm getting more of a vibe where you may not be ready to share yourself in the way that's necessary in a very like open traditional relationship just yet. Right now, this is for the end of October. You might still be working through a past energy. You might just be wanting to be focused on being with you, doing you right now. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, and now let's see what your attitude and your perspective is right now. The Magician reverse. You're feeling kind of scattered right now, Libra. Like it's like your energy, you feel like maybe you're wasting time. You're feeling rather unfulfilled in relationship. And this could be a tricky energy if you're single and you're healing, because it's the kind of thing where it's like, I know that's over and that relationship didn't work. I really want to feel good again. I want to be with somebody. I enjoy partnership. I am a Libra. I am all about relationships, but you may not be fully ready. So what ends up happening is your energy ends up scattered and you end up feeling unfulfilled, because it's like your foot's not completely out of one room and you're trying to step into another. That's going to resonate with some of you. Others of you, you're just not sure. You're just not sure. Because with this Tower reverse, it's like, yes, something is over, but you have this fear of change. So it's like this tug of war between this new change coming in and you having to leave something behind. And it's like, what do I do kind of thing internally, right? I mean, I'm saying like this is your perspective, your personal perspective. Now let's pull a card to find out the opinions of those close to you having to do with this situation. We have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I mean, this is total honesty. Total honesty. And the people around you want you to just be very self-sufficient and really honest about where it is that you're at in your life. So this could be family and friends, people close to you. And this is their opinion about the situation. So Libra, it could be, for example, your parents or your siblings or your friends saying, Libra, you know that that was not working for you. Or you know that, you want to meet somebody, but it's, you have to focus on trying to get past the past and understand that you're going to need to open yourself up in a particular way to have a healthy relationship. All stuff but we're not robots, right? But this could definitely be you're surrounded by a lot of honesty. I do see people being very honest with you and trying to keep you based in reality, which is actually a good thing, right? Why not? And then we have your inner emotions. We have the Seven of Cups. So this is about having a lot of choices right now and feeling some solid commitment issues. You're having, in your emotions, you're having a hard time committing to one thing or another. All right, you know what? You guys are Libras. You guys are the sign of indecision. Okay. Not the easiest energy for you guys to deal with, but it's like you have choices. Should I go with this person? Should I go with that person? Should I stay or should I go? What should I do? I know I don't want to stay in it the way it was or the way it is, but I'm not sure what I want to do and how I want to proceed forward, and just having a really hard time with that, right? But let's see what the final outcome of all of this is the Queen of Wands. And this is feeling very confident and very self-assured. And this could be, all right, because it's a queen energy, so it's a court card. So this could be you, or this could be a general energetic influence. So as a general influence, you could be meeting somebody that you're very attracted to. You moving forward in a very excited way, moving forward in... This is just a very like lusty, free-spirited energy. You could be meeting a very creative person, fabulous. Or this could just be you. You just being like, you know what? It's time for me to just move it on. And you're feeling very self-assured ultimately. But I feel like you have to just kind of go through this process. Going through this process, that's just a necessary part of it all. So, Okay, but I like the Queen of Wands, and because that's passion, motivation, feeling excited, feeling moved by a certain energy that you're going to be meeting. But this is you feeling more ready to put yourself out there, really, in other words. So let's pull some Valentine Wellness to get some idea of the psychology underlying all of this message. What's going on? Sunglasses. Watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. So you might have been dealing with somebody who was not very authentic, where they gaslit a lot. They looked at the wrong things in relationship. Some of you might even be dealing with somebody who is a stalker. It's really not in the Libra archetype to stalk, but I don't know what else is in your energy. Maybe you're doing that, where you're spying on somebody's social media, whatever it is. And then we have abundance. You want to keep a positive mindset. You're trying to manifest exactly what you want so that you could feel gratitude and bliss. Boat, receiving what you need, moving forward, moving on. Closure issues. Chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. So you could have that idea. I mean, that is kind of like a Tower reverse kind of energy as well. Not kind of, it is. You know, it's like that fear that I'm going to fear. Heart with a key, welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, perfect. So that would be that Queen of Wands energy. Let's pull one more. We have soulmate, soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract. So I see you moving on, getting what you need, being very focused in your abundant and meeting a fabulous energy. There's no question there. I mean, that's pretty clear there. But you dealt with this gaslighting energy where it's like, I never said that. That never happened. You're crazy. Everybody thinks so. Why do you always say that I did that when I never did that? Meanwhile, you're like, what? You know, kind of. So the mental gymnastics, the level of toxicity that gaslighting incites is really incredible. Secret admirer. Hello. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Yeah, so all the nonsense is going to be worth it. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Yay, Libra. You're going to be meeting somebody way healthier for you. My goodness. Yep. Disaster averted. Yep. Welcome it. That is what I have for you, my friends. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. You guys have an awesome week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.